there's 5 key pillars. We have the identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover pillars. So translating that into sort of a home security analogy, let's say there's been an increase in burglaries in your area. You as an individual trying to protect your home need to identify all the doors, the windows, all the different entry points that a burglar could, come into to your home through. Once you've identified all the entry points, you need to then protect those entry points. And typically, this is going to be the door locks, the window locks, stuff non-used chimney. If you've got a particularly nimble burglar, using that as an entry point. And then skipping over detect and respond very, very briefly, you recover. You need to recover stolen goods if you are a victim of a burglary. Typically, they've stolen a few things, and you need to recover those items. Where the detect and respond aspects come into this home security analogy is how can you improve your home security? Detect would be some security cameras inside your premises or some motion sensors. You can actually detect a burglar in your environment. Typically, if a door or window lock has been picked and they're in the environment, you wouldn't know about it. There's no alarm system on that potentially. So the extra security parameters that you put in place can speed up the detection of that burglar. It then increases your time to respond by calling the police, and ultimately you could be catching that burglar in the act, and the recovery of those stolen items becomes that little bit easier. If you're not able to detect and the burglar's long gone, ultimately the value of those goods are probably going to go up, and the likelihood of receiving those back and recovering them are pretty unlikely as well. So this gives us a really nice framework to look at, an organization's security. And if we look at that today, typically where SMBs are spending their money, obviously the identify is understanding your assets within a business, your endpoints, your servers, your cloud platforms and applications, understanding what is potentially vulnerable to you from a data perspective. But protect, this pillar is where predominantly a lot of spend goes into from a security standpoint to stop the breaches in the first place. Or recover. And absolutely, these 2 pillars need to have some security spend. You have to stop, minimize the potential for a breach to occur. And you absolutely need to have a recovery plan in place, whether that's through data replication and backup, a business continuity plan to make sure that you can continue to operate as a business and get back up and running in the event of a breach as well. But detect and respond historically for the SMB market has been very underinvested. And this is where Huntress comes in. So we provide both the technology and the security expertise to provide 24/7 threat detection and response to identify attackers that have got through those preventative controls, detect them as quickly as possible, remove them from the environment, and help with that response effort and that cleanup in partnership with Excellence IT, who know your environment that little bit better, have that relationship with you, and can make sure they can take the other necessary steps of recovering you and doing the reporting of, cyber insurance and incident response and root cause analysis as well. So we help with that process, and that allows Excellence IT to provide a 24/7 service to you, and ultimately protect, a wider array of your business assets, as it were.